Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a game that some of you might have even forgotten about, or even forgot that it was even ever going to release, if it is ever going to release. But today, we're going to be talking about XDefiant because there are two things to talk about today. One, a playtest that's actually coming up that you will be accessible to everyone. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, everyone will be able to access it. And then on top of that, we're going to talk about some of the reasons and the issues that have been going on with XDefiant and kind of why we don't have XDefiant at this current point in time. So what we're talking about is, of course, the XDefiant playtest first, which is confirmed by the XDefiant team, like the actual official XDefiant account, which hadn't tweeted since December, but now, as of March, right now, like the end of March, we're finally had some information, some update that wasn't from Mark Rubin, that wasn't from Aches himself, which we'll get to talking about them later. We actually got an official thing, and it says here, and I'll show the post on the screen with you as well. Defiance, first and foremost, thank you for your continued support for XDefiant. We're proud to have such a passionate community, and we thank you for your participation in our test phases, including our insider sessions. Anybody been invited to these? Because again, I don't know. Like, I even don't have gameplay of XDefiant, so I'm sorry that you have to watch Call of Duty in the background, but like, I don't know who's been in these test sessions, but it's definitely ain't been me, put it that way. This game has always been community first, with player feedback as a top priority, while we hope to go live by the end of March. So they were hoping to release this game in March. There are still some improvements that we need to test before then. Now, they put it as that. It's issues, okay? And we'll talk about those in a second, you know, the issues that have gone on and why there are now further delays with XDefiant, which is becoming a meme at this point about how delayed XDefiant has been. But anyway, they're finishing preparation for a 12-hour server test session that will be worldwide on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The goal of this test is to stress our servers and get critical data to prepare us for launch. This is where we need your help to test our servers as much as possible. As always, feedback and experience is important. After this short test, we expect to be able to lock a launch date and start sharing more about the exciting content XDefiant has to offer in the future. Thank you again for standing by us. We'll be back once we're ready to share more news. That could be 6 months, that could be tomorrow. Who knows when they'll be back talking to us about XDefiant, because this has become a massive joke in the community now about XDefiant and when it's going to launch. But it was supposed to launch, as you can tell by that post, at the end of March. Some issues have happened again, which they are claiming are, you know, issues with the game and stuff. However, what I'm going to talk about is a different post from a guy who's a very reliable source called Tom Henderson, who basically made a post on their page called Insider Gaming. And in this post, they talk about the issues that have gone on with XDefiant behind the scenes that haven't been spoke about. Now, there's a lot of accusations and sort of denial of stuff that's been going on. But anyway, so XDefiant will have a playtest. That's one thing that's confirmed. Only 12 hours though, so I'm going to play it. I'm going to see where the game's got to, if it has progressed at all, because the information coming out about XDefiant and its like development has not been good and kind of explains more of a realistic reason as to why the game hasn't been, you know, isn't here. The game should have been here by now. There's no if, buts, or maybes. XDefiant, when I play tested it, or everyone did, you know, back when they had the open beta for how many days it was looking okay. It looked like it was set for a launch window, and I feel like they've missed that now. Like, not an actual launch window, but the opportunity they had to gain some fans because of how many people didn't like Call of Duty at the time. Again, we're going to talk about Call of Duty with this because obviously XDefiant is looking to rival Call of Duty itself. And yeah, they missed that window. The opportunity seems to be gone. I don't feel like people massively hate Call of Duty, but there are going to be some people who still want to play something different to Call of Duty, you know, and have no skill-based matchmaking, which is the big selling point of XDefiant, a game that's a first-person shooter and has a 66 mode and stuff. It has some good selling points. I don't personally think it's going to overtake Call of Duty. It's got so much to take over in order to be better, but, you know, it's worth an attempt, right? But at the moment, this is a pretty poor attempt so far because we don't even have the game yet after so long. But anyway, Insider Gaming had an exclusive report this season. It took about all but 12 minutes for executive producer Mark Rubin and another disingenuous tweet from Aches to shoot down rumors that XDefiant's delays aren't related to chasing Call of Duty. So the rumor is that basically XDefiant has been trying to copy Call of Duty, like carbon copy some of its great features. And these are very basic ones. We're not talking things like Gunsmith and kill streaks and stuff. We're talking the basics of gameplay, like kill cams, which I don't even think is a Call of Duty thing. There are kill cams in other video games. It's just, yes, most people will probably remember it from Call of Duty, but kill cams. They are talking about kill cams, and the kill cams have like brought up issues and stuff that they've been trying to carbon copy and can't seem to get right, apparently. But then on top of that, XDefiant has missed dozens of internal milestones and deadlines these couple of years. And although Ruben's latest comments on XDefiant missing its latest release date due to netcode are accurate, so yes, they are having netcode issues, which is the problems they are having. Basically, to make the game live, to make the game playable and accessible, and have a working multiplayer online for everyone, they're having netcode issues. But it's not a simple case of a one-and-done issue that has plagued the game for years, as Insider Gaming has reported XDefiant's shortcomings stem from several executives and directors on the project. They are internally referred to as the Boys Club by a large majority of the team. The Boys Club was the name given to a select few individuals who caused constant problem for the game's development, and the term was collectively agreed upon by some members of the team to feel a sense of camaraderie. But a couple of years later, that group grew to a dozen or so, both male and female individuals, and its term has evolved into something much more bigger in the studio. The group has been the cause of missed deadlines, crunch time, a toxic work environment, and multiple people leaving the project, said sources. So there have been people, and you can go look for these tweets now. I couldn't unfortunately find them myself. There are people who left the project and made open comments and put it out there on Twitter about what was going on with XDefiant. It's been a toxic, awful workplace, which is quite surprising because you thought this would be like some community project where people come together to try and make the game good. But unfortunately, Ubisoft is kind of failing here, and whoever's on this team, whoever's being made to develop on this game, the game has become a toxic mess, sort of like Call of Duty over the last few years. It's not too bad now, Call of Duty. It's a lot better than what it used to be. Like, I remember Black Ops 3, or was it Black Ops 3? I think around that era where we started to know about toxic workplaces in Call of Duty and crunch time that was going on in order to get things working and made quick enough and done quick enough, such as DLCs and that. But it's happened with XDefiant before XDefiant's even launched. They're having crunch time, they're missing deadlines, they're not getting the game shipped, of course. Well, I say shipped, it's not like it's obviously sold on a disc and that, but they're not getting the game live to the public, and they're missing so many deadlines, and it seems to be because of a toxic workplace that just isn't banding together to create a game. And basically, you're not going to get a working game put together if everyone hates each other, right? It's as simple as that. Outside of gaming terms, if you hate somebody, you're not going to work very well with that person if you don't like them. So the game was intended to be released in the holiday of 2021, so this is some interesting information, but it was supposed to release in the holiday of 2021 without any significant issues that plagued the game today. The change meant more freedom for the project, allowing the boys to make unnecessary changes. So the Boys Club, as they've teamed them, have been making unnecessary changes, which has had a domino effect on the progress of the game. So they're basically trying to add unnecessary stuff to the game, and we're talking like the kill cams and stuff that's trying to carbon copy Call of Duty instead of just trying to be better than Call of Duty, what they're actually working towards. They're carbon copying the stuff that Call of Duty already does instead of trying to just be better, which I don't understand. Like, why not make the game your way and see if you can do it better than Call of Duty? That was, I believe, the whole gimmick and the whole idea of XDefiant was to be better than the current Call of Duty. That's why there's no skill-based matchmaking in this mode, or in this game. That's why they were going to have features that improve the game, things that the community wanted. But instead, they seem to have went on a tangent and tried to copy the things that make Call of Duty great today. And they might be small things again, like kill cams and that. But they're doing this, and it's caused an awful situation with the game that's led to more and more fans being unhappy. More and more people probably don't care about the game. I barely care about the game. I barely know, try to keep up with the information. I haven't covered XDefiant for God knows how long on this channel because there was nothing to cover. There was absolutely nothing. No information, nothing. Just always updates from Mark Rubin saying, oh, hi, I'm back, guys. We're going to be giving some information very soon. And then you never hear from him again for 3 months or 2 months or a couple of months. And it's just been very poor from a standpoint of, trying to get people on board and saying that there's a community. There is a community for this game, of course. There are people who are excited for the launch of this game. But it has done so poorly. It has lost so many people, I believe, to, because of these issues and that. But yeah, eventually things got so bad that the XDefiant's toxic work culture, crunch time, and internal problems became so prevalent that the knowledge of the Boys Club even spread to other studios at Ubisoft. So Ubisoft knew about this Boys Club that has caused massive issues for the game's development. And, you know, things such as netcode and that, the things that were supposed to be getting done, haven't been done. And they're trying to chase Call of Duty and be Call of Duty now, it seems, instead of being better than Call of Duty, which they are denying, but this report seems to prove otherwise. So I'll leave a link to that report so you guys can fully read up to it, because there's a lot more put into it as well. But yeah, XDefiant. Is it a game that's ever going to happen? We don't know. A playtest coming soon for Xbox, for PlayStation, for PC. I will try and play it for you guys and get some footage for you guys instead of what, you know, talking about XDefiant without XDefiant gameplay. But obviously, it's been so long since we've had any XDefiant to actually play. It would have been very hard for me to have any XDefiant gameplay at this point. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below what you think. Are you still excited for XDefiant? Do you care about XDefiant? Do you even know what XDefiant is at this point? Who knows? But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.